Paul originally writes, the movement you need is on your shoulder as a placeholder. When he wrote Yesterday, he kept singing scrambled eggs, scrambled eggs. And so he would do that because he was a melody machine. John was a word guy more, I think. But Paul was a melody machine. Let me just get it out, put anything in there, and then I'll tell a story. So even when he played it for John, he says, well, that's placeholder. It's gibberish. And John, being John, said, no, that's the best line in it. He always adored that line. And John, even when he was bashing Paul with granny music and silly love songs in the 70s, he always said, Paul was very underrated as a lyricist. He goes, go listen to Hey Jude. So that's the first thing. Second thing we talked about was movement in a sense. I mentioned earlier 1968. That was the great movement. That's the end of the leftist music. That's the culmination of the leftist movement from the late 50s into the early 60s. The civil rights movement, the free speech movement out in Berkeley, the women's movement. These things are clashing. They're clashing. So now you have the movement battling each other. Who represents? You got the Black Panthers. You got the Martin Luther King side for the race, equality. Women are disagreeing. The intellectuals on the left and the right. You have the beginning of the conservative movement, a backlash. You have the religious right movement. You have a lot of these movements. So is Paul, in a sense, tapping in a little bit to that? I don't see how he could have ignored it. He's in America in June. He just misses Robert Kennedy's assassination in early June that year. So he has to be aware of these things going on. But I think ultimately, though, and again, I want people to read the book because there's many I'm leaving out. Ultimately, though, the movement you need is on your shoulder means nothing and everything. And that's what great poetry will give you. You can, again, put your own experiences in it, and then you'll get the answers that you have.